So we'll get started. I will turn the recording off before we get to Q&A because that's only for the people in the room. Plus, I want to preserve your privacy. But you can feel free to use Q&A in the actual or use the actual chat box right during the session. All right, Marcy, Jay, I see you. Maria, thank you so much for letting me know that you could see me and hear me. And these are your wonderful Google partners. If you want to take a snapshot of them, if you have any questions afterwards, to reach out to them because they are there for you. I will show the slide again at the end. We're going to be talking about the basics of Google Ads, all right? So know that I do not sell or promote Google Ads until you've got everything else right. There are so many free tools, and I'm a bootstrap marketer, so I definitely want to make sure that you are maxing out everything that is free or small fee. So depending on what you have, if you have let's say you're online and you have a website, so you want to make sure you have Google Analytics, Google Search Console, Google Business Profile, and a YouTube channel because YouTube is owned by Google, and that's a great way to dominate visual search. You want to have those in play and use those and max those out so you know how you've calibrated those and you've optimized those. Now, if you've got an e-commerce store, you want a little bit more. You want to use Google Merchant Center and also all of the things I said, Google Analytics, Google Search Console, Google Business Profile, and YouTube. If you don't have any web presence, then just get Google Business Profile. You don't have to have a website to use that. And at least when people are on search and maps and they go here where they go 97% of the time, when they go looking to know, go, do, or buy, now they can at least find you. They know you exist and they know that your business is not closed. Okay. So today we'll talk about the basics of Google Ads. So that's all the free stuff, right? And I am going to be talking about free portions of Google Ads, but of course we know Google Ads is a cost. There is a cost with that when you do actually use the ads and promote the ads. But there's some functionalities within your Google Ads account that I'll show you are 100% free. Now, my name is Maria Elena Duran. This is what I do. I'm a business growth with Google coach. You can find me on Twitter or X at Maria Duran. That's that first handle. Or on Instagram, I'm Marketing Coach Maria. Now, if you decide to join Twitter a little bit later, I'll be on running Brand Chat, which is a Twitter chat about branding. If you want to join in there, this is who I am. You've seen me already. So let's go ahead and dive in, shall we, everybody? We know that people are utilizing Google when they search, when they want to discover. I know there's been studies out there that say, a lot of Gen Z, so the younger, younger generation, let's just put it that way, they use Twitter, they use Instagram, and then they use Google. But when people are ready to know, go, do, or buy, they go to Google because they see that as an information source. And because of that, people utilize searching on Google and getting that information as part of their decision journey. And it's on us to understand our customers' decision journey. We have to be that expert and connect the dots. So as we know people are utilizing that, we need to know a lot about who our audience is and know that that's on us. We need to connect the dots of who our best customer is. And it's not anybody, everybody, and somebody, because if that's who you say your customer is, you'll get their second cousin, nobody. It always is a little bit of a cringe moment when I hear somebody say it's anybody who fogs a mirror, because I know they do not know who their target audience is. That doesn't mean that you cannot serve everybody that fogs a mirror, but you don't want your messaging, that all you're doing from your mouth, from all of your branding, all your promotion, all of your tweets and your posts that you're doing or your videos, to confuse people on who it is you serve. You want them to see it and think, oh my gosh, they get me, they absolutely understand me, and they can help be the solution that I need. So know who exactly is your best audience. Again, it doesn't mean we don't serve anybody, everybody, and somebody, but we don't want the results of that kind of targeting, which is their second cousin, nobody. So you can control where your ads appear if you know who your best customer is. And now you can be very diligent with how you spend your ad money and not just trying to promote to everybody. Because if you do that, it takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money. And I don't know about all of you, but we as small businesses, we need cash flow is king. We don't have Coca-Cola type money to reach out and touch everybody. We need to be very, very laser focused. And now we need to also measure the results. This is important because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing. $1 or 1 minute that's spent that's not lifting the bottom line or getting you closer to the goal is $1 1 minute spent too much, right? So anyway, let's see. I see Jody in here. What you're saying, exactly who your audience is. You know what, Jody? It is the hardest thing for me when I'm working with people and coaching businesses, because they'll tell me that they're having a hard time finding people on Google. And the number one mistake that they're making is they're just casting that wide net, or they're just, hoping, they're spraying and praying, just hoping that they're going to reach somebody. Eventually, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, right? Eventually. So you've got to figure that they're just spending so much effort and energy. And who has that kind of time and energy? So let's talk about how Google Ads work. Remember, I'm going to show you some of the free portions of Google Ads. I am going to go to a live demo because some of that's not in the slides, and I do want you to see that because I'm a big fan of small businesses doing the best that they can to get to winning and to be able to start being profitable in their growth. We'll talk about advertising, but remember what I said, unless you use all of the free things and you make sure you max those out, don't do that. And if unless you know who your target audience is, this is a really great way to waste a lot of money. So if you're really ready to go out of business fast, then you advertise to everybody. If you don't know who your target audience is, don't spend a dime until you know exactly who that is, because it will help you grow your business instead of taking away from your resources. How to improve your ads, how to measure that success. Remember what I said about measuring your marketing? And I always finish with recap and resources, because we know that knowledge is not powerful until it is applied, right? So we're going to talk about what you can do to apply it. How does Google Ads work? First, it starts with somebody searching on Google. So we've seen that Google search bar on mobile and on desktop. Google starts going out, looking at search results. Advertisers can bid to actually show their ads up higher, especially when they know who their targeted audience is. Now it can push really towards them when they're searching on Google, and the winners actually appear there at the top. So when you're in Google search, you will see at the top ads showing up there. You'll see photos up there sometimes. Those are Google shopping ads along the top there. And then you'll see a couple of text ads there. They are denoted with a little word text to the left, and those are actually paid positions. So those are not organic earned positions. They paid to be there, and they're targeting you if you see that. So the auction, it's called an ad auction, determines where your ad actually shows up. And Google looks at your ad rank to determine the auction winners. How does it determine your ad rank? Well, it has everything to do with how your business is, the quality score of your business, whether or not the search engine feels confident in you, and are you targeting a specific audience, or are you just trying to go after everybody? Doesn't mean that it won't help you try to go after everybody, but get ready to spend buku's money, and we don't want to do that. So ad rank does fluctuate also depending on competition. For example, one of the things I tell people, especially when they're new out, unless you start really honing your message for Christmas time. So let's say you do a lot of your business during the holiday season and your people are gift shopping. If you're doing that, then know that it's going to get, as you get closer to Black Friday, the ad competition is going to get super fierce. What it took you to get and make $10 worth is now maybe even going to take you 5 times, 6 times that amount to make that kind of money. So how are you going to do that better? How will you start the game earlier? That's why you hear people talking about the holidays so early, because they need to start planning and executing on their strategy early. Know that we're going to be talking about text ads today. Those are pay per click. So you see that text ad in front of you. It's one of the most popular ways for people to do business and to be able to gain business fast. In fact, it's my favorite way when I'm working with companies, small companies that are trying now to get that visibility that they need and stop being that unknown secret. If they're ready for ads, I'll let them know, okay, let's start with search ads, because that's the lowest expense. So that is the cheapest way to get visible once you've maxed everything out. And what happens then is your ad will start appearing on partner websites. So you can also use Google Shopping ads, which are the photo ads, if you have a product. So just know that if you utilize Google Merchant Center, you can utilize that for free up until you get to the ads portion to show up in shopping comparison, and also show up in Google Lens, which is image search by Google. So that's AI assisted image search. But when you're in ads, you can decide to show in the display network, which shows in 3,000 different places. So that's why it's important for you to be able to target and know who your audience is. So as you get started with Google Ads, this is where you start. Now you do need a free Google account, or a free personal Gmail account is already a free Google account. You do not have to have a Gmail account. You can set up a free Google account that you can just go to google.com/accounts. So this is for ads right here at the very top bullet point. You'll see for ads. But if you already have a Google account, you can just sign in, then you'll go here. So sign into your free Gmail or free Google account, then you can go here, and you'll refresh it. It will recognize your credentials, and then you're ready to get started. Now, what's nice is that when you get into Google first, you'll be in smart mode, which means that it's going to make it pretty intuitive for you. You'll just follow along the prompts to start getting set up. And I say it's pretty nice, but you're kind of locked into it. So you got to follow along. It makes sure that it's got, it's just those bumper guards you got. So you're not going to way off somewhere and spend money that you don't need to spend. You'll enter your business name. Put in the business name that you actually have that people know you for. Okay. After you do that, the next step is to enter your website. Now, here's the thing. You can enter your website here, but if you're creating an ad, think about where you want people to go to when they click on that ad. What experience do you want for them? The worst experience that you can create for people is to send them to your homepage. Because if you said, let's say I've got jelly, so let's say you're selling jelly and preserves, and send you to my homepage where I sell tomatoes and avocados, and I sell sauces and salsa, and now you're wondering, where's that blackberry preserves? I love that. I saw you post about it on Instagram. You were just doing this whole recipe in your Instagram live or your story, and I'm coming to look for it. And now you're taking me to that homepage and you make me search. It's not a great experience. We've got to tell them, and then we've got to live by and take them where we told them. That's how you build trust, when you do what you say you're going to do. I know I sit across from a lot of small businesses that say, but Maria, I've got their attention. I'm too excited. I want them to see everything. They might not just want the blackberry preserves. They might also be strawberry fans, and maybe they love salsa too. I understand that, and I understand the excitement, but you need to first build trust with them, and that's doing what you said you're going to do. Take them to the blackberry preserves. After they get there, now earn the right for them to look at the rest of your site by saying, you know what goes great with these blackberry preserves, or you know what's in season? Strawberries too. Have you thought about that? So now you need to be able to connect the dots for them, not just expect to push them to your homepage and that they are supposed to search and find. People, if we don't make it easy for them to buy from us, they'll just go down the road. They can just scroll to the next provider. Okay. Now look at the landing page. You'll get to see what it looks like on mobile and on desktop. Important to look at it on mobile. Really important, because that's where people go most of the time. So does it look right? Do you have to pinch and zoom? Is it too small? What is your advertising goal? As you're going through a smart campaign on ads, which is where you're dropped. Remember what I said, when you start ads, smart mode is where you start by default. And you'll get to choose. Is it you want more calls because you want people to call you, or you'd rather they go to your website and buy online? What is your preference? And then if you have a physical location, do you want people to come in? If you don't, if you're a home-based business, then no, you may not want them to ever come to your house or find you. So again, look at those goals, because the way Google Ads lays out the next steps all is dependent on your goals, which is a very good lesson to keep in mind. The fact that Google does put those bumper guards in that you must choose goals. Make sure when you start doing more and more ads and you're not using smart mode, so you're using your own expertise and you start customizing a lot of things in your ad, that you remember, what is the goal? How am I going to measure success with this? What does that look like, sound like, and feel like? So you know going in exactly what you want your money to do, and you're not just hoping. While hope is wonderful to have, it is such a poor strategy. So now you got to write your ads. That's the next step. You've got 3 headlines. You see they've got about 90 characters each. No, yep. 90 characters each. You can kind of see that. Sorry, I was looking at that going, wow, that looks kind of fuzzy. I've got it as big as it can go, but you've got the slides. Remember, I'm going to drop those again, just in case somebody came in and they missed it. That's where you can get the slides and the handout while the session is actually live. After it's live, it won't be there anymore, but we'll email it to you along with the recording. Okay, so that'll be later this afternoon. You can also put a clickable button to call if you want them to call. All right, so it's all set up. You pretty much got a cheat sheet there that you'll know when you've hit 90 characters. Of course, a character is an alphabetical character or alphabetical item, grammatical mark, a space, all of that's considered a character. So you've got to be really succinct and diligent. All right, now you can add keyword themes. Because you started in smart mode, Google is pulling from the history that it knows of that industry, or your website, if you've got your website linked to it. So it's looking to see who actually is buying from there or is interested, and it comes up with your industry categories, so it'll give you keyword themes. Now, if this is all you want to do, this is as far as you want to go, That's all you need to do. You never need to push the ads out. What you have in front of you is the first part that I told you is free that you can see. It's actually giving you active keywords right here. You don't need a special keyword tool. You don't need to go to another site. You are going to Google, which Google is where people search most of the time. It's still the number one search engine when people want information, and specifically when they want to know, go, do, or buy. So you need to know the words they use, not what words you think, but absolutely the words they use, okay? Not industry speak, their words, your customers. What are they searching with? What are they saying? Hey, Google, hey, Alexa. So right there, right in front of you, there are keyword themes, active keyword themes for your industry. Take a look at that. If you're doing the ad, then X out the ones that you don't want. You're teaching Google, this doesn't really apply to me. I'm not the same as this company. So now you're showing your uniqueness to Google and it's learning. And then you can also plus in the suggested keyword themes. You can plus in what does make sense for you. And take a look at that, because again, those are active keywords, everybody, for free. All right. Now you can set your location. You can either drop and drag that little bar there and it'll open up the circle or the circumference around your area, but you can also put in the area. You'll see that at the very top. You can put that I want to advertise in New York, then I want to advertise in Austin, Texas, and do this. It doesn't have to be all within the same area. It's really you knowing, excuse me, excuse me, a little bit too much breath there. But it's you knowing exactly who your best customers are. Give me just a moment. I'm going to switch to this and let me take a quick drink. Yes, Alan, the recording will be shared later this afternoon as well as the slides. But if you want to get the slides now while it's active, you can get that there while we're in play. Those slides will be available to you and then they'll be emailed afterwards. They won't be available at that link. Okay. All right, everybody. So the next step now is to set a budget. And you may be thinking, well, Google, of course, wants to make money. They're going to set the budget higher, but you need to be in control of that. Your budget is never, ever set it and forget it. Do not do that with your money. We need to be very mindful and good stewards of our money. So you can choose what Google recommends. In fact, that's what I recommend, is go with what Google recommends. But here's the thing, in 3 days, I'm going to come back and measure that. And now I'm going to take some adjustments, because maybe that worked. Maybe I launched ads with two different designs. One was talking about blackberry preserves and the other was talking about strawberry preserves. And I wasn't sure which will do well. So I launched it, it's saying $7.40 here on this example, but let's say I launched it for $5. $5. All right. So now it's testing. Google Ads is spending $2.50 a day on the blackberry preserves, $2.50 a day on the strawberry. And let's say that I see now in 3 days my results. I see 1,000 people saw the blackberry preserves ad. And of the 1,000 people, I had 25 people come to my site and actually buy the blackberry preserves and a few other things too. Now I see the strawberry preserves over there, and actually 500,000 people saw the strawberry preserves. So I'm thinking, I'm excited, but only 10 people bought. Is it important just to be seen, or is it important to be seen by the people who will do what you want them to on your site? That success action, that conversion. I would actually take that $2.50 3 days in from the strawberry preserves and say, I like the visibility, but exposure is overrated. I'm going to go over here and put it towards the blackberry preserves. And if I spend another $2.50 there, so I've doubled my spend because it was $5 total. I had two variations of the ads, one for blackberry, one for strawberry, so it split evenly. Now I tested it, and in 3 days I put the $2.50 and took it away from the strawberries. I didn't want that ad anymore. I went ahead and just with the blackberry version, and now will I do the same thing? Will I double it? And can I keep doing that until I get to the law of diminishing returns? Okay. So the keywords and location options for Google are free. Yes, they are. And you can find those in two different places. I'll show you, Aisha, okay? So now you can review your campaign, take a look at it before it goes in, because don't try to change things after you submit it. So, and isn't that crazy that that's when we see mistakes, is when we submitted something, right? Then all of a sudden we're like, that's not what it was. I thought I corrected that. So double check it. Now you are going to have to set up your billing. Go ahead and set that up. You want your budget to be there, okay? And just watch. Remember, we always need to measure. If we want to get and make more money, we need to be good stewards with the money that we have. Now, you saw that I dropped you into what you'll actually experience. The actual smart campaign is what happens when you first set up Google Ads. But you can decide after you feel more comfortable and confident with yourself to go to an actual search campaign. So that means you are now off of the guardrails and you are just out there free falling on your own. But we're going to go a little educated here. So you'll see that the bidding is no longer automated. You see the difference between the two. Before, we used to call this expert mode. It used to be called smart campaigns for what was automated, and then expert mode. Now it's called search campaigns. But now you have a chance to even manage some of the keywords even more so. You have a chance to show and really choose where the advertisers actually show up. And that's what is important. Now, what is a campaign? Just in case you're not sure what a campaign is when you send ads out. So let's say I want to go ahead and showcase my blackberry preserves. And so I'm going to do a whole campaign, an ad campaign. So that's a whole set of ads about my preserves. Or maybe I just, the kinds of blackberry. Maybe I have the just, with seeds and without seeds in the actual preserves. I don't know how you keep those out. I'm not a jelly expert. Or it could be that I'm promoting preserves all together. So it could be strawberry, peach preserves, blackberry preserves. So that could be the entire campaign. So that's what a campaign is. It's when you put an advertising promotion out there that's a very focused, targeted advertising promotion. That's a campaign, okay? I'm glad people are asking questions too, so that's good. Keep those there. Going into the chat, if you've not found the chat, that's where you can ask questions. Now, this is what's known as the structure of your ad. And I know this can feel a little complicated and overwhelming, so let's take it slow. You first have your account. That's your ad account. Okay, that's everything there. It's your email, your password, and billing. That's your ad account. Then you can have many campaigns, more than one campaign. So I might have a campaign about preserves, and I might have one about jellies, and maybe I have one about scones. Maybe I have not just the jellies and the preserves, but I have scones where you can put them on, or toast or bread or whatever it is that I have, or crackers. So it could be that I have 3 campaigns, maybe different preserves, different jellies, and then a place to put that in. All right, so that's what I'm launching out with. So those are 3 different campaigns. So you set the budget for a campaign. So even though I might be doing an entire jelly campaign, I might have some of that budget going towards blackberry jelly, some towards strawberry jelly. It is still a jelly campaign, and it's pulling all the different jellies that I want to include in that campaign or promotion. All right. Now we have what's known as keyword ads. So see how this breaks down? It's like a tree coming down. So we start with our account. We can have more than one campaign. We can have hundreds of campaigns. In this example, we have 2 campaigns, okay? And then we have keyword ads. So it could be, all right, let's say that I'm doing a campaign about preserves. And then my keyword ad is, do you like blackberry preserves? Do you like peach preserves? So see, the keyword is blackberry here. Do you like peach or do you like strawberry? All right, so those are the keywords. So while I have one campaign about preserves, I'm bringing in 3 different preserves because I've got keywords showing for that. It also could be that my keywords are you a mom? So are you looking a mom? You're looking for a quick breakfast trip? Are you a college student and you're just rush through finals and you're trying to get to spring break? Or is it that you are a grandma and you're wanting to serve your grandkids? So definitely now I have female at different stage levels, okay, at different life stage levels. So you can see how that'll change up the keywords. I'm still promoting my preserves, but I'm promoting them to different areas, different targets, different keyword ads that would actually resonate or actually make sense to people who are looking for that, who are in my target audience or who absolutely love blackberry, right? Somebody who I'm promoting strawberry preserves is not going to find that if they're really searching for anything blackberry because they're not a strawberry fan, but they're all about the blackberry. Make sense? Let me know in the chat box, okay? Now, when you create a search campaign, you're going to select your campaign settings. You'll set up those groups. Remember what we looked at just a moment ago? Those ad groups are the keyword ads under one campaign, and now you're going to create your ads and review and launch. So remember, we might start with our account. Our campaign is we're selling preserves, and our ad groups are that we're selling blackberry. So that's the keyword, peach, and then strawberry, okay? Now, how can you improve your ads? Well, what you can do is look at your ad, the three headlines. Are you saying and utilizing the words that people use? This is really important because if you're not using their words, you're not going to match up. So that's why it's important for us to be experts on our customers, and that's all on us. We do that heavy lifting of connecting the dots. So look to your reviews on the words that people use because those are the things that are most important to them. They put that in reviews. So while you might have a whole bunch of things that they love about your product or service or solution, look and pay attention to the words that they actually use because that matters most to them. After you've done that, now go, or if you don't have any reviews, go look at your competitors, okay? Because your competitors already have been around a little bit, and read their reviews because now you can find out exactly what matters most because you want some of those eyeballs looking to you. And then remember what I said about the URL. That's the website address you're taking them to. Take them where you told them you're going to take them. If this ad is about blackberry preserves, then take them there. Do not take them to the front page of your site, which might have scones, jellies, preserves, pies, so much of many other things, okay? So when you're writing a great ad, you can look here at the lower bottom left-hand corner. There's a lot of great tips that Google gives you, but you might want to make sure that you are very specific because if you want to spend money, let's say if you've got jam and you want to versus cranberry jam, you may not want to pay when somebody just is searching for the word jam and then they click on it. Okay, you want to be very specific. Buy cranberry jam because if somebody's searching and they're saying there's a traffic jam in Houston, like there ever is, right? Traffic jam in Houston. So if they're looking for traffic jam, you don't want you to come up. You're blackberry jam. You're not wanting to show up then. So look at your keywords and make sure you're specific and you're not paying for something that has nothing to do with you. They're not your best customer. All right, look at those keywords and then have a good call to action because people, we are all busy. We are getting messages left and right. And so we may really want to buy your strawberry jam, but now our kids, something happened, something distracted us. We got called away. We got called into a meeting. Now we are doing something else and we forgot. We want to make it easy for them to know what they need to do next. What is it? All right. So with smart campaigns, remember what I said, you can see these keyword themes and phrases to help really know exactly what people are searching for and what's actively being searched for in Google right now that pertains to your business or industry. You can also, with smart campaigns, have 7 to 10 different themes. So you might want to, like I said, have strawberry jelly, blackberry jelly, peach jelly. You might want to have so many different kinds out there, or maybe you're targeting different people, moms that are grandmas, moms that are new moms, women that are not moms, okay? So you want to think like that customer, and that's why that's so important. And if you look at bullet point number 5, negative keyword themes, what that means is, all right, remember what I said about traffic jam in Houston? We don't want to pay anytime somebody's clicking and looking for that because that has nothing to do with our blackberry jam. So we want to call that a negative keyword. So what we're telling Google is when people are looking for traffic jam, we're not paying for that click, not in the least. We're only paying if they're looking for blackberry jam or fruit jam or fruit preserves. We are looking at specific words, but not that. And that's very important because you don't want to pay for when people are searching for something that has nothing to do with you. So as you look here, you'll hear and you'll look as you're making your ad campaigns, you'll hear the words broad. That means if anybody's looking for jams, that's a broad keyword. That means anything jam, traffic jam, I love the jam, let's jam out, I'm in a jam. Any of that is going to show up and you're going to have to pay for that. When you put the quotes around the word, so see the quotation marks around the word there in that grade second item, then you see that's considered a phrase and it can be jam. I can also put blackberry jam. It could be the words I love blackberry jam. It could be an entire phrase. Okay, that means to include the meaning of that, all of that within the quotes can be included. Now, when I use the brackets, the third item down, it means it has to be exact. So if it says, I heart, so somebody uses an emoji, I heart blackberry jams, but my exact phrase was, I love, LOVE, blackberry jams, then my ad's not going to show up because they're using an emoji heart with their search. Okay, so I want that when you're using the brackets is exact. Now that's really important for you to preserve your money. If you know, for example, that people are looking for traffic jam and you don't want the traffic to show up in there, you might want to put those brackets around there and see negative band. So in this instance, somebody was selling spices and they didn't want to show up for the Spice Girls at all. So they put negative band, not the Spice Girls band, not negative Spice Girls even, or just negative girls even, because they don't want that showing up. They're not going to pay for that click. That is you telling Google, that is not my best customer. Okay. Now, what's nice is when you are in Google Ads, if you are already in there into your Google Ad account, you're going to look for that wrench. It is not at the top anymore, everybody. It's on the left, just so that you know. But on the left-hand side, some of the new ads, the ad account starting up, it might show up there. I'll go to a live demo so we can just look and find out for ourselves. But you're looking for the wrench. The wrench is all the tools and settings, and that will get you to a free keyword planner in ads. You don't never have to run ads, and you can get to that free keyword planner. Now, I tell you, you never have to run ads, but do know that Google will ask for the billing information. You can't get around that. I used to be able to teach everybody how to get around that, and they've closed that loop. So you do have to put some sort of payment information. I mean, if you need to and utilize a virtual card or a card that you set aside a certain amount of money because you don't want to connect Google to your actual credit card, do that. Do whatever you need to do, but you do need to enter billing in order to get to the free keyword planner. You may never get billed because you're never going to do an ad campaign. That's the only time you'll get billed is when you actually launch an ad campaign. So just don't launch, okay? So you can utilize that. And now you can look and see what you have for your ad assets. So what are call out assets? That means you're calling out specific things. I've got sunglasses and they've got polarized, or you can use these with electronics. They've got foot pieces, little nose foot pieces and everything. Those are call out assets. You're calling out what makes that product or your service amazing. A site link asset is just what it sounds like. You're sending them directly to a page on your site. So you might have a product page. A price asset also shows up sometimes even with a little price tag there to show you that there's a price or a price range, or maybe you have a special offer. And promotion assets are also like that. Little call outs that can be added to your ad that get a little bit more visibility. Sometimes they're graphics, okay? So Google Ads can be found at google.com/ads. Let me go ahead and put that in the chat box. That's how you can find where Google Ads is. And if you're logged into your free personal Gmail or free Google account, then all you need to do is go to Google Ads and refresh, and it'll know your credentials and you're in, okay? Now, how do you measure success? Remember what I said about measuring, because it's so important for you to do anything you're doing in marketing, measuring. I'm a huge fan of socials. I love socials, but I also know that you need to measure the right things and not vanity metrics. It's not about follower counts. It is about who you can drive to your website. So you need to measure that. So with advertising, you need to know what you're measuring as well. And here's the definitions of things. Impressions are just visibility. People saw you. All right. So let's say I've got my phone and I'm scrolling along and I saw you, but I didn't click. That's an impression. Was I paying attention? Maybe not. Back in the day when we used to watch ads on TV and we walked out because it was an ad and we were ready to go get snacks, that was an impression. Even though we were not in our seat and we were not at all paying attention, that's still considered impressions. People drive by a billboard and there's 25,000 cars that drive by this billboard every single day. Those are considered impressions. It doesn't mean they looked up and saw it, but that's an impression. A click, though, means that they clicked on it. They tapped on it on their mobile. They clicked on it with their desktop or with their mouse. They clicked on it. And now there is an intent. And conversion is when you click on an ad and it gets you to what you want. So they click on an ad and maybe they download, or they leave their email address, or they download the PDF that you have. They watch the video. They go buy from your shop. They go to your store. They do what you want them to do. So in Smart Campaigns, you can look at these reports. You can look at impressions, clicks, and conversions. Again, always measure your marketing. Is it getting what you need to, and know what it needs to do that will help you grow your business? Remember what I said about the strawberry preserves, where I got, 100,000 people looking at it and only 10 people bought. So I got 100,000 impressions, but only 10 clicks. And I measured the ads between that, looking at impressions and clicks, because yes, you can get visibility, but if it's not for the right people and they don't do what they're supposed to do, then is it really helpful to you to be seen by them? Now you can look at your reports by the groups. So you might have, oh, these are all the ads about preserves and jellies. Or you might look at this specific ad. This is the blackberry ad. This is the strawberry ad. Maybe you've got landing pages set up. So you can also look at that to see, all right, are they clicking on the ad and going to the landing pages? Or what keywords are working and what keywords are not, people are not searching for. Now you can make better business decisions. And that's why I am definitely about measuring your marketing, because it does help you be better at your decision making and helps your money go further. So when you're tracking conversions in Google Ads, there are different columns in there that you can look at that'll show you the number of conversions. These are the success actions that are happening on your ad. This is the outcomes that you want. What's the cost of those? All right. So if I'm selling blackberry preserves, right? And a blackberry preserve cost me $3. Let's say it cost me $3 to make. And this ad, this cost per conversion, meaning the cost to get somebody to buy it, is costing me $5. Am I making any money? Even all day long, if I'm selling blackberry preserves all day long, and I'm making $3 each time I make a sale, but I'm spending $5. Am I making money? So it's really important for us to know our cost per conversion, because that's the contribution. That's how much we contribute to the profit. Okay, we need to know that. The conversion rate. This lets us know, oh, this one's converting all the time. So the conversion rate means 10 out of 100. So 10% are converting compared to 2 out of 100. That's 2%. We need to know what our conversion rate is so that I can look at an ad and go, okay, blackberry is 10% conversion. That's pretty good compared to strawberry, which is 2%. I'm not reaching my strawberry lovers, not with this ad. Okay, so I'll start making some changes. Now, what's really nice is you can connect Google Analytics with Google Ads. So how many of you have Google Analytics? Let me know with a show of one actually in the actual chat box, because Google Analytics measures how people behave on your site. It's actually helping you for free understand and become an expert on your customer. Well, why would you keep that just to you? You know it here and now. Are you going to be the bottleneck between teaching Google Ads what your customers are looking for and what they need? That's why I talk about connecting the two tools, because now Google Analytics can teach Google Ads. And now you can be better at making your buck go farther, because you are teaching Google Ads who your best customer is, and Google Ads is learning from that. And not only that, let me give you a little hint about a SEO marketing tip, search engine optimization marketing tip, to help build confidence, because that's what search engine optimization does. It builds confidence in the search engine that the search engine has in you. And a low hanging fruit that a lot of people miss is when they connect their Google tools. Every tool tells the other tool, you know what, this is the business that I know. And now they connect to this other tool and it says, you know what, that I have that same information on that business. You know what? This is all connect. This is really, it's all that, everything's confirmed. Everything is consistent. Now that they see that, now it pushes you higher in search, because Google is the number one search engine in the world, because it does give correct information, and the correct information it gets is from you. So when it can confirm it and feel confident in it, now it shows you higher. But at the basic, so that's the second benefit. But at the basic, at least connect Google Analytics with Google Ads so it can teach your ads, so you're not spending money, or you're not the bottleneck trying to be the one that's learning from Google Analytics and now you're going to teach Google Ads. Why not put the two of them together and let them learn and benefit you the most? So we talked about how Google Ads work, how you can advertise on Google, how you can improve those ads, how you can measure that success. If you need support and help, remember to reach out to the Google partners that invited you here. So think about what's one or two things that you would like to actually implement, because knowledge is not powerful until it's applied. Really think about that. Now I'm going to show you a few things. So I'm going to go to a live demo. I do see some questions in there. Remember what I said, if it's more than a sentence to write, it's more than a minute for me to read it. So I'll save those to the end. If the chat starts scrolling quite a bit, I might have to have you repost it, because I may not be able to find it right away. Okay. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and go to a live demo. All right, there's a live demo. I'm in my trainer account. I'm going to bring this other window up here, and I'm going to go to google.com/ads. This is how you get started. You'll see this here. I'm going to click sign in. It's going to, let's see, I'm going to start with a new Google Ads account, create a new account. And this is what it looks like when you're getting started in the account. You're going to get that pop-up window. Let me make this bigger because I'm broadcasting. Okay, so you're going to get that pop-up window. I just clicked off of it to get off of it. So let's say I did not want to do an ad campaign yet, but I wanted to start looking around in here. So I would put my website, and then I could put my business phone number. So what would I want people to do? This is actually starting to take me through putting an ad together. Remember what I said, that that's what would happen by default. So now we're going to click create an account without a campaign. Now we can get started this way. It's going to start looking at my URL. It's going to find Google products. So that was at the beginning. This is really important. So at the beginning, remember we saw, I'm going to go back here because I went fast through that, the ABC Turf Company at abcturf.com. So then when I clicked create an account without a campaign, it went ahead and looked at my website address, got an idea. Then it wants to know, where am I actually operating from? You want to be correct about this, because if you change this to another country, now you're going to be dealing with currency and conversions. So pay attention here. And then, is it in the right time zone? Because if you're going to measure your marketing, you want to know exactly when people come in, if they're buying at 2:20 in the morning, and that's just when they want to buy jam, then you need to know that. Don't get it mixed up because you put 2:20 and now you put yourself in Eastern time and you're really not sure. You're always having to calculate for that. So now I can continue. I want to make sure that I choose the US dollar, because once you choose all of these three things, billing, country, time zone, and currency, you cannot edit those after that. Those are solid once you've chosen those. So once I click continue, that's a done deal. Now it'll start taking me through here. Now I've got to confirm my actual payments. All right, so that's the next thing that happens. Now I'm not going to do that with my trainer account and try to put payment in, but I'm going to show you what it looks like after you put payment in. Let me get there and show you again a live demo. Oh, very tiny, isn't it? All right, go bigger here. So this is what it's going to look like. So yes, when you've got a new account, here's the answer for us right here. This is where you find the wrench. I know later you find it on the left-hand side. So it really depends, actually, the age of your account and even the region you are in the country, because Google rolls out things differently to different regions at different times. So it might be up here. It could also be on that left-hand margin where you see a lot of things happening there in that left margin under the Google Ads logo. All right, so when you're here at Tools and Campaigns, this is where you're going to click. And it could be here on, as I said, the top or the left-hand side. These will come up and you'll see that you have a chance to choose the second one down, Keyword Planner. That's where you can put Keyword Planner in, and now you can discover new keywords. And you can actually just click on that, and you can discover by entering your products or service in, entering your website, or just start with your website. So if somebody wants to help me out here a minute and just let me know, let me know one website, just one person's website. That's all I need. I'm going to just be able to have enough time to pick the first one. Whoever drops that in the chat box. All right, onechancecreations.com. So I'm going to put your website in there, and I'm going to have it search the entire website and give us what the best keywords are. All right, it might be a little bit slow because I am broadcasting. Now, what you're seeing here is you're seeing the keyword searches that are happening around there and average monthly searches. Whether or not there's competition. So you see this here, all of this tabs at the top are telling you what it does. And if you hover over, it explains each one. But competition, you'll see whether or not there's low or high competition. So if there's high competition, it means it's a popular search term, but it could be very expensive to go after it. Medium, a little bit lower, but you'll see what it costs per click to get to the top of the page. And the top highest bid, because it's an auction. So our ads, even though we're looking at keywords, it'll decide which auction or what price depending on the competition and of course what the popularity of the search. Okay, if you don't have a website, how do you feel about using our Instagram and Facebook link? You could use that, Nicole. You could. I see people do that all the time. Here's the thing: if you're using socials and you're running ads and paying ads and something happens to socials, they unpublish you for some reason, for it could be the craziest reason. Sometimes there's just no reason, and all of a sudden you have no access to them. What are you going to do next? How do you control, or how do you recover from that? Do you have a way? Do you have everybody's email address to be able to get back in touch with them? Because I would hate for you to spend any money on ads and build things there without capturing people's information, and now you lose contact with that. I'm always concerned about that. I mean, it was just 2 weeks ago we had Instagram and Facebook Armageddon, right? When everybody couldn't log in. So that's why I say, be really, if you know, and you, for example, are sure that I have a plan already with my social accounts, because regardless if we run ads, we should all have a plan with our socials to be able to capture their contact information. Because if social is the only way we have to reach them, what happens when that goes down? What happens when they run into issues? We just have to have a backup plan. So that's what you're doing. The same thing with Google. I'm not saying that's just socials. If you get people coming in through ads, I hope you don't just leave them on Google, that you get their personal contact information, because that's important for us to have. That's our direct line to our customers, right? This is just a way for us to reach them easy. But once we reach them, it's on us to get their contact information. But now you can see exactly what's showing up here, okay, for your business. All right. Now let me go back to the presentation and we'll go into Q&A. All right, what are you going to take action on, everybody? Let me know. These are your Google partners. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.